A $500 drone versus a $10 million radar. Which one wins? At 9:20 a.m., an FPV quadcopter slammed into Neva's rotating base and Russia's Black Sea eyes went dark. In the next 30 minutes, a Sea-Baby USV drove a ton of explosives into the platform's load-bearing seam. One aerial blindfold. One structural kill shot. Two tools under $10,000 changing maritime doctrine. Stay with me, because the timestamps, the flight path, and the seam choice explain how you break a command hub without a single missile. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. A hand-built quadcopter climbs to 130 feet over gray water. Its target isn't the dish, it's the rotating heart that keeps the Black Sea mapped in real time. Neva is the hub. A K-band rotating array at 35 GHz, sweeping a 28-mile bubble and feeding coastal batteries and patrol craft with live tracks.
Another incursion of Russian drones into Polish airspace. You might do more than shoot them down. There was an implication that NATO might take this battle to Russia.
Actions as a part of the spectrum of their hybrid war, which includes information warfare, arsons, assassinations, sending parcels with incendiary devices. Composition of the drone swarm was different. If it was a sideshow of the attack on Ukraine, you would expect the same proportion of armed and unarmed drones. All these drones were unarmed.
The antenna spins, the software fuses, the shore net pushes cues down the line. That's how a platform turns into a command nerve. Neva watches the sea. It tags movement and pushes alerts. So how does a slow, human-piloted drone get within knife range without getting flagged, jammed, or bounced? You don't race the beam. You sidestep it. The plan goes for the base, not the dish. Waveguides carry the RF power, slip rings pass control through rotation, the gear train sets azimuth, and the power and control junction sits exposed under the spindle. One blast there shears motion and melts the feed line. Break the throat, and the voice stops. The pilot stays low. Sea skimming approach, horizon masking, and a zigzag ingress cut a clean radar plot into fragments. Short climbs to grab bearings through static, then back into ground clutter where the scope sees only noise. No steady line. No stable return. At 9:20 a.m., the quadcopter holds a low silhouette and closes until the operator sees bolt heads through FPV goggles. The nose snaps to the rotating seam, not the center panel. Contact. Detonation where metal turns. Human in the loop beats autopilot here. Manual microcorrections fight gusts, rotor wash, and platform sway in the last 2 seconds, when a script would drift off target. Hands beat code when the window is inches wide. One hit at the rotating base ruptures waveguides, seizes the drive, and cooks boards. The array goes dumb. A $10 million sensor becomes a mast in the wind.
Drones deliberately sent into Poland. And of course, we have the right to defend our airspace, the security of our citizens and their property. This was a deliberate provocation. 21 drones were launched from a single location, different from the launch sites of the drones against Ukraine. And there are procedures for it. You intercept incoming drones or aircraft, you try to send them home, or you try to make them land.
That strike doesn't just kill a radar. It blinds a command node, cuts targeting data, and opens a corridor in minutes. With the eyes dark, the water route is clear for the second punch, aimed at the steel and bone of the platform itself. With the scope blinded, a small black hole knifes through chop, no wake, no radio chatter, heading for a seam most viewers never notice. Boyko Tower looks solid from a distance. Up close, it's a stack of loads. Drilling legs and cross-bracing carry weight. Living quarters sit on frames. Fuel tanks and ammo stores tuck into corners. Every level ties into the next through welded seams that move stress from wind, waves, and equipment. Those seams are the weak links when force hits fast. You could ram the center mass and leave a dent. But mass soaks energy. Seams fail. If you want to collapse, you go where structure hands wait from one part to another. C-Baby is built for that job. Sub-20 feet. Waterjet drive that throws almost no wake. GPS and inertial guidance fuse to a live camera feed, so the operator sees the joint in real time and threads the hole toward the connection between the platform deck and the accommodations block.
Then it sent a drone into Romania. And for 12 minutes on September 19th, 3 Russian fighter jets lingered over the skies in Estonia before NATO mobilized F-35 jet fighters to repel them. Do you believe that this is part of a Russian strategy of probing to see whether NATO is actually going to respond if it were to do things in NATO territory?
Instead of warheads, they had extra fuel tanks. So the Russians were trying to test us without starting the war. Test our air defenses, test the resilience of our population, the unity of our government.
Low signature. High control. The run doesn't paint a ruler straight line. Off-axis vectoring keeps defenders guessing. Minor course changes bleed prediction. Then a last-second yaw puts the warhead flat against the load-bearing seam, the quickest path to cascading failure. Mechanics take over. Shock load slams a weld line. The joint tears. Service pipes shear. Fire crosses compartments through ruptured chases. Diesel tanks blow. Scattered munitions cook off in short, hard bursts that drive responders back. At 9:50 a.m., 30 minutes after Neva goes dark, the USV hits. The deck lists. A stair run folds. Sections of the quarters slump as supports lose their tie. What a missile might grind down in waves of strikes now breaks step by step from a single-place charge. The math flips. Roughly 1,000 kilograms of high explosive on a cheap hull versus a hardened node meant for storms, not precision seam strikes. The result lands fast. The platform isn't just damaged, it's functionally erased. Communications strand. Survivors cling to broken decks. The command post sinks into its own smoke as systems die in sequence. 2 strikes in 80 minutes, both under 10 grand, now reset how you count power at sea. Centralized power looks tough until a $500 eye poke and a seam strike turn it brittle. 1 cheap drone silenced a sensor net. 1 small hole folded a platform at its joints. That's the lesson: hit the brain, then the bones. So what would you harden first, sensors, seams, or pickets? Comment your choice below. If you want the tactics that win at sea, subscribe now. Redundancy, decoys, and distributed watch posts matter when low-cost threats hunt for exposed links. Cheap, fast, smart, and brutal when needed. This is the story of doctrine bending to tools under 10 grand, and the gap it leaves for the next move.